Finding the right dog trainer in El Cajon, well, it can feel like a huge task, right? But honestly, it doesn't have to be. In this explainer, we're going to break down everything you need to know to find that perfect match for you and your dog. You know, good dog training is about so much more than just fixing problem behaviors. It's really about opening up your world. Just picture it. Calm, peaceful walks through Kennedy Park. Or maybe you're just relaxing on a patio downtown with your best friend right there with you. That's the kind of freedom and fun that good training brings. We've laid this out in 4 simple steps. First, we'll help you define your goals. Second, we'll cover what makes a great trainer. Third, we'll go over the really smart questions you need to ask. And finally, we'll explore some fantastic local spots to put those new skills into practice. All right, let's get right to it. First up, defining your training goals. Because look, before you can find the right person to help, you've got to have a clear picture of what you're actually working towards. So just take a second and really think about this. What are your goals? Are you navigating the fun, chaotic world of a brand new puppy? Or maybe you're trying to help your adult dog unlearn some, let's call them quirks. Knowing where you're starting from is absolutely the key. Let's run through some of the most common reasons people look for a trainer. You'll probably see your own situation here. Is it basic puppy training? Or maybe something more specific, like your dog pulling on the leash like they're trying to win a race? Or jumping, excessive barking, or even separation anxiety? Just identifying your main challenge is a huge first step. Okay, next you'll want to think about the format. Group classes are fantastic for teaching your dog to focus with other dogs and people around, a super useful skill. On the other hand, private training is perfect for tackling those issues that happen right in your own home, like going crazy at the doorbell or working on leash manners on your actual street. Okay, moving on to section 2. What makes a good trainer? So you've got your goals. Now let's talk about how to spot a real, qualified professional who can actually help you get there. Here's the most important thing to know. The foundation of any good modern trainer is positive reinforcement. So what's that? It simply means they use reward-based methods, like treats, praise, or toys, to build trust and get results that actually last. It's all done without using fear or intimidation. So how can you tell if a trainer knows their stuff? One of the main credentials to look for is CPDTKA. This means the trainer has passed a pretty tough, comprehensive exam on how dogs learn, training techniques, and animal care. Think of it as a solid seal of approval. Another credential you might see is KPA-CTP. This tells you the trainer is a graduate of the Karen Pryor Academy, which is a really well-respected, intensive program that focuses specifically on positive reinforcement and clicker training. It's another great sign of a quality education. Now, if you're dealing with more complex issues, we're talking serious fear, anxiety, or aggression, you'll want to look for a CBC-KKA. This is a more advanced certification for professionals who specialize in these really challenging behavior cases. All right, let's get into section 3, asking the smart questions. Now that you know what to look for, let's talk about the practical side of things, vetting a trainer and understanding the costs. First off, let's talk about the investment. Training costs here in the El Cajon area can vary quite a bit. It really depends on the service you need, and, of course, the trainer's experience and certifications. So here's a general idea of what to expect for 2025. For a puppy or group class that runs 4 to 6 weeks, you're looking at about $150 to $325. A single private lesson is often in the $120 to $200 range. And you can see the average costs there for in-home packages and those initial behavior consults too. So, when you actually talk to a potential trainer, you want to be prepared. Ask them about their training methods, ask about their credentials, ask how they'll customize the program for your dog. You'll also want to get clear on the total costs in any policies. And this one's a big one, ask them how you'll both measure your dog's progress. And that brings us to our final section, training around El Cajon. Because learning new skills is just half the battle. Putting them into practice out in the real world, that's where the magic really happens. Before you head out, though, you've got to know the local rules. Here in El Cajon, dogs must be on a leash that's no longer than 6 feet in all public spaces. The only exception to that is if you're inside a designated fenced-in dog park. So where can you practice? Well, we've got some great local spots. Wells Park Dog Park is perfect for working on recalls in a safe, fenced area. Bostonia Park is great for practicing calm, leashed walks with other families around. And the paths at Kennedy Park are ideal for teaching your dog to stay calm around the distractions of joggers and cyclists. At the end of the day, remember that training is an investment in the relationship you have with your dog. A well-trained dog is just a joy to live with, and it makes every part of your life, at home, out in the neighborhood, and with friends and family, so much easier and more fun. Good luck on your training journey.